So Scrum of Scrums, meeting different projects, reports on what was done.
Microtrack. We did a planning meeting last Friday that went really well on Google Hangout, and we've got 3 remote collaborators working pretty full time, or not full time, but on par with full time. I can't even really keep up with all of what's happening right now, considering agriculture and water, working on those teams. So I guess my main block would be just dividing my time, or less dividing of my time. Yeah.
What's your next step?
With Microtrack, it's going to be, well, we're in a design sprint right now, so we're going to review the designs next Friday, make any necessary changes, and then move on with preparing to build. And I'm filling in for Gabi on agriculture, so we just had a surveying planning meeting and getting ready to build some ponds. What else? Rabbits.
Garden plan and rabbits and housing for the cow.
Gabi went to Kansas City to get some more. What'd
Rabbits.
you get? A doe?
Some 4 more rabbit does. Anything to unblock, like on the scheduling, I would say Google Calendar, plan out your day and week, major milestones. Anything else?
Go for it.
Okay, Chris.
The torch table project is slow but steady. Did send out a email to get everybody on the same page last week, and most people on the team responded, and those that didn't, I just contacted personally. So it didn't seem like there were too many blocks, just low velocity. So I'm trying to encourage progress, just on a kind of morale level there.
How would we unstick any blocks there?
No blocks really to unstick. One thing I'm going to do this week is I'm going to read more into the software and electronics part of the table so that I can understand those systems better, so I can get a better feel for what it's talking about. A lot of times when team members are explaining to me what they're doing, I don't necessarily understand it, so I want to know what's going on. That way I can get a better feel for time frames and things. And also, Marcin, you started the systems engineering breakdown diagram, which has been a great way for me to help visualize how the project's going. So I want to kind of expand on that and make sure everybody in the project also has a feel for what's going on.
Yeah, so coordination and understanding between the team members, I think, is a block to unblock, actually.
Yeah.
So work that by
Will do.
Understanding it more.
Yeah. Thank you.
Start with the breakdown diagram, go into interface design, how the pieces relate, right?
Yes.
Something to that effect.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so,
Code saw, awaiting completion of the task from Swagger Shop regarding code saw, precisely boring out some of the vice holes so that brass bushings can be inserted into them, and we can have a precise operation of the vise without any kind of shaking going on. What happened was that we had a dull annular cutter, and when we used it, they made oversized diameter holes, so we got shaking even when the client was fully on, because they fixed technical details.
anything you need to move faster?
Any unblocks? Next steps are pretty much, after installing the device, after we get it back, is testing. And for
What about the fluid
documentation.
cooling?
Oh yes. There's more relatively minor things. It's lubrication dispenser, angle indicator, and the precise pinholes for precision cuts at certain angles, such as 90 and 45 degrees.
Okay, great. Okay, Marshall, on the brick press.
Brick press, we have parallel CAD work going on. A block there is our GitHub repository system is not serving us, and we're in the middle of debugging that and figuring out how to parallel work on the same model. Tooling up the shop. I understand that. I definitely understand that. there is a block is the pallet jack, is getting the pallet jack we purchased cheaply at an auction to function. The pallet jack will enable moving the welder power source, which allows us to have more power available. We're also aggressively looking for a bandsaw for production. And then there's a, so then so the block is a pallet jack and I guess finding this bandsaw. As far as, and then we're also getting input from various subject matter experts on a flash mob. We're shooting for this Friday. The invites are going to go out today with a
Blog
introductory video and a blog post.
Excellent.
Regarding.
One possible solution on a pallet jack would be putting wheels on the power supply and avoid using a pallet jack to move it around if we need to.
Sure.
Might be one
That would be a possibility.
way to go.
Do we have casters laying around, or we need to go pick them up with the hardware?
Might have to pick up some casters.
Okay.
Okay, energy group. Last we discussed was modern steam engine. We had a somewhat of a flash mob on Friday regarding recruiting a project manager for that. So one route, we're still working on that. We're going to try to recruit this person. We've got a result of that whole flash mob was 2 people who are candidates, potential candidates that we might need to review. Now here's another thing. Another possible option is looking into biogas, because Dan Schellenberg is he's actually a consultant on biogas. We know him. He's got a working system, a small-scale micro system, which runs electricity from biogas, and these are actually proven systems. So I was researching that as another option, and I'm talking to Dan tonight to go forward on a design which we hope for about $5,000 we can put together a system that would produce 5 kilowatts of power on a continuous basis. So that's a pretty decent cost, and that's the update on the energy. That's about it.
And the trencher, which
Trencher.
is in the bathroom, but I don't know if he wants to say anything.
Yeah, we're moving on to trencher, possibly getting that, starting a build on that today. Okay.